It has been a hot minute since I have filmed in this particular setting. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa and today I am doing my February wrap-up and my March TBR. Why, you may ask? Cause I failed hard at reading this month. I'm not gonna lie, February was a rough month for just everything. Reading included, obviously. Basically, my month started off very busy with some doctor's appointments, and then my whole family got sick. We all got some weird cold thing. We, thank God, did not get the Rona, but we all had a cold. We had the sniffles, the cough, the just aches. I had a little bit of a fever for a while, and while my family, my daughter and my husband, lasted like 2 days, mine lasted 2 weeks because it just takes me longer to heal from things. So yeah, that was kind of fun. And as you can probably still hear, my voice is still recovering and I still have a slight cough. So it just sucks. My car has also been broken for like a month. That's a whole nother thing. And then we had a blizzard, and then I went through a spat of depression. So, you know, it's been a rough month. But obviously that now means March is here and new opportunities to read more, I'm hoping. This month might be a little busy too because it's also my daughter's birthday this month. But yeah, I'm really stoked for the massive TBR that I have put upon myself. So let's get started. We're gonna start off with the books that books, haha, that's cute. The one book that I finished. Yep. So the one book that I finished was Fable by Adrienne Young. I challenged myself to kind of like a weekend readathon thing because I really wanted to get through a book, and this isn't very long and pretty easy to get into. So Fable is about our main character, whose name is Fable, and she lives on this island full of cutthroats, traders, kind of like the Nassau of this story. If you know what Nassau is, pirates. And Fable is determined to get off this island because that's essentially where her father dumped her as a child, and she is trying to find him once again to hopefully get back in his good graces. But in order to do this, she has to get a lot of money, and so she's saving up money by diving for pyre. Not entirely sure what that is. And she meets West, who buys the pyre off her and then also provides her with passage to the island her father is supposedly on. This is a fantasy pirate book. I read this kind of working towards my goal of reading more pirate books so I can make a recommendations video, because it's a very niche fantasy genre. I feel like not a lot of people read pirate fantasy, I've noticed. And honestly, this one was okay. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. It didn't blow my mind like I was expecting. The fantasy element really didn't come into play until like further on in the book, and it's in a fantasy world, but it didn't feel like that, like at all. I thought the writing was really good. It was really easy to get into. Like, I flew through this because the writing was so easy. Another thing about that is it's a very atmospheric book. I feel like Adrienne Young wrote, you know, sea travel really well. Like, you could almost feel the salty water splashing onto your face, you know. The descriptions of diving was really awesome, and the islands, it felt like you were there, and I thought that that was a really good, awesome point to this book. However, I thought the plot was a little lackluster. I also thought the characters were a little bland. I don't know if that's just me feeling like they're bland. I don't know. I've never heard of really anybody talk about this book, so I'm probably in the minority. I thought Fable was interesting, but not enough to like make me root for her. While I did enjoy it, there was also just some parts that just felt flat. The plot was a little simple. I felt like it could have been so much more, especially with the added element of the fantasy magic at the end, and that could have been played up more. I liked that it actually took place mostly on a boat. that was a good plus. Because I feel like pirate books rarely ever take place mostly on boats, which is odd, but maybe it's just the ones I've read. So all in all, I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. It was okay. I do still kind of want to read the sequel if I feel up to it, because I believe it's just a duology and they're like the same size, so it shouldn't be too difficult. So yes, Fable, 3 out of 5 stars. Pretty darn good, I guess. So confused on how to tell you how I feel about this one for some dumb reason. Okay, so now to the embarrassing portion of this video. The first one being Heart of Flames. I don't have the book in here because I'm too lazy. By Nicki Preto, and I'm so close to being done with this. I have like 100 or so, 150 pages left or something. So close. This is the sequel to Crown of Feathers, which is a fantasy young adult series about 2 sisters who dream of being phoenix riders. One is very harsh and mean, the other is very compassionate and understanding, and we follow the nice one as she finds the legendary phoenix riders and essentially begs them to let her in. And her story takes off from there. I'm absolutely loving this. I think it's taking me so long because I don't want it to end, because I know I have several months till book 3. And I will say that the pacing of this one is a bit slower, so it is a little trickier to get through. There's also like a character or two I just don't care about. Like their perspective I don't care about. But all in all, I am still loving this. I definitely am going to finish it in March. If I don't, then I will just throw something, I'm sure. And another embarrassing one I'm still reading is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stieffvater. I am still listening to this on audiobook. I have like an hour or so left. I've mainly been listening to it at the gym. I have started listening to it at home, like when I'm doing chores, which has helped with the chores and the reading. So yeah, still reading this. This is the sequel to The Raven Boys, kind of a magical realism fantasy setting set in Virginia, following a group of characters who are all looking for a dead Welsh king. Not only is it a fantasy, but it's a very character-driven story, and you get to learn about each of the boys. Our main character, Blue, it's just such a good book series. It's so good. On to the TBR now, because apparently I hate myself. So aside from the 2 books I just mentioned that I'm still reading, I have 3 to 4 books that I'm hoping to get to. Mind you, this is still on top of book club, and I still am reading Rhythm of War. I have not made a dent in that in weeks, months. The first one is one I really wanted to get to last month and I just never got a chance to because of just all the stuff going on. But it is Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. I wanted to get to the sequel last month and it just didn't happen. I was hoping to finish Heart of Flames last month and then start this. It never happened. And honestly, I'm really excited still. Like, I'm still pumped to start this. I just got so busy and weird stuff last month that I just didn't get to it. And I'm really hoping I can, because I want to continue on. I don't want to lose momentum. Like, I still want to read this, so that's a good sign. So yeah, hyped. Next one will probably take me a little bit. Actually, the next 2 will probably take me a little bit because they're huge. And this one is an adult fantasy, and that is The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. I am so excited for this. This one has been screaming at me from my shelves. Every time I pass my shelves, I see this and I'm like, I really want to read this right now. So it's a sign that I need to. I believe this is another pirate book. Again, working towards that goal, about a bunch of different characters who, some are pirates, I imagine some aren't, I don't know. But basically, they build their ships out of ancient dragon bones. And one day, a dragon, a live one, shows up, and it's essentially a race to go and kill the dragon to make a new boat. Because the bones, I imagine, have some sort of magic to them that helps the ships and the people, and I don't know. The concept of this sounds absolutely amazing. I am so hyped to read this. The sequel's already out, so if I love it, I can read the next one. I think this is going to be a trilogy, so yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Like, so hyped. The next one I'm nervous about because I know I'm not going to finish it this month. And it's so hyped right now by literally everyone except my best friend. She hated it. So I'm scared of where I'm going to land because we have very similar tastes. And it is A Court of Silver Flames. I've been avoiding spoilers. I try to stay off the internet in general to avoid being spoiled for this behemoth. This is a chonker of a book. And I know Sarah J. Maas reads pretty quickly. You can get through her books very fast. But I'm nervous because, again, my friend did not like this. And you're probably wondering, then why are you reading it? Well, one, I am trash for Maas. I said it. I'm so sorry. And secondly, even though my friend didn't like it, I still want to see where I land. Because I do like her books. I don't know. I'm curious, but I'm like, it's a terrified curious, you know? So yeah, hoping to start this one at least. We shall see. And lastly, I will be picking an audiobook when I'm done with the Dream Thieves. I don't know if I'm gonna go with Blue Lily, Lily Blue, or if I need a break and want something else. Kind of just depends on my mood. So these are books I read and want to read. Oh boy, what have I done? I feel like every month I have such lofty goals and then I never reach them because they're too tall and I am short. So let me know down below what you read in February and of course what you're most excited to read in March. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and give this video a thumbs up if you want. We're chill here, we're cool. And I will see you all very, very soon in the next video. Bye-bye!